Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Commuters podcast. I am Austin Cairns, joined here with downtown Nicholas Brown for yet another episode. And we are bringing on a very special guest this week. She is a part of the sports communication program here at Point Park University. One of our good friends, Makenna Smith. Makenna, it's good to see you. How you doing?
Makenna.
Hello, I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me. This is so cool.
Absolutely. And I know you listened to a couple episodes in the past before, too, so we're finally making it happen.
Yeah, I did. I listened to a couple of the ones that the other sports comm people came on, and I thought it was so much fun. So I'm so excited when you texted me. I was like, yes, I get to do it.
Well, we're glad that you're here, and we have a lot to talk about today. We'll touch on some sports. We'll touch on some activities going on at Point Park. But just so the fans get to know you a little bit, what brought you to Point Park University?
This is actually kind of a long story. So all my life, I wanted to be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yes.
Okay.
180 from what I'm doing now. But like history, all that stuff came really, really easy to me. Like the memorization, it just all clicked in my brain. And then when it was like junior year, I was starting to like actually do research and be like, okay, and let me make sure this is actually what I want to do. And once I started doing that kind of research, I was like, wait, I don't know if this is what I really want to do. And so then I was like, okay, let me just look around for other things. And funny enough, me and my dad watched like the Penguins game religiously on what was like AT&T Sportsnet. And Point Park University would put ads up all the time of like, oh, okay, these are our sponsors. And my dad was like, what's this Point Park University? Like, what is this? So he did the research. It was like, oh, there's this like program I think you'd like. And that was like just when the sports communication program started. And he was like, you should look into it because you love sports. You talk about sports all the time. You can do the play-by-play by watching the game and say what the announcers are going to say before they say it. And then my mom was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's look. And so I started looking. I was like, wait, I think I would really enjoy doing this. And so then I came to do a tour. I toured Pitt. I did all the other schools. I came here and I was like, I think I would really like this because I love being in a city. I'm not from a small town, but I'm from a smaller town than Pittsburgh. I was like, I think I'm really going to enjoy this. And so I applied and I wound up here.
And you ended up here.
I did.
And you're pretty involved too. I know I've seen you do sideline before. You've written some articles for the Globe. Obviously, you've called several games, basketball, soccer. What's your preference?
Between basketball and soccer or
Just in general, yeah.
I'm a soccer girl. I grew up playing soccer, so that's definitely my comfort zone. And I just recently started writing for the Globe, and so that's something new that I really have enjoyed that I didn't necessarily expect to enjoy because you write the scripts, all that kind of thing, but it's different because you're not going out there and doing the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I've realized that I enjoy. I don't know which one. I like them all for different reasons. It's hard to like say what I like doing most.
And it's good to be able to do a little bit of everything too, because you don't want to be a one-trick pony. You want to be able to do some broadcasting, some behind-the-scenes work, some writing.
Because especially in this business, if you are a one-trick pony, it's gonna be so hard to get a job.
Oh yeah.
And like you have to have your toe in like everything, so that when your employer's like, oh, can you do this? Oh wait, actually, can you do this too? You're like, yeah, I've done it all. Let me just get right into it.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about Makenna, just your experience overall at Point Park so far? What year are you, by the way?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. Can you kind of talk to the viewers a little bit about freshman, sophomore, junior, how every year you get more exposed to try things out?
Absolutely. So like freshman year, I didn't know a lot of sports comm majors because there wasn't a lot like on my floor anywhere near me. And so when I went to the first sports comm meeting, I was like, oh, okay, like these are my people. And then I started going to soccer games, and I actually was like strictly on like doing the camera work.
Okay.
For like the first year. And I was actually able to do camera work for 2 of the men's and then women's soccer playoff games. And that was really cool because it felt like I was doing something important. And I think that like dipped my toe into everything. Because I didn't really do a ton freshman year. Because, freshman year you're kind of like shy and you're nervous.
You're holding back.
You're holding back because you're like, I'll just let the upperclassmen do it. And then sophomore year I think is really when I think things started to open up for me. I started doing UView and all that being on air, and I was more comfortable being on air. And then I got opportunities to call soccer and then basketball. And I think those experiences really opened my eyes to like what this industry can look like. And I'm really thankful that because of all these opportunities, because I have learned so much in the past 3 years that like coming in, I knew nothing about like the media world at all, because that wasn't what I thought my life was going to look like. So I hadn't really been prepared at all. And so when I came here, I was like, oh my gosh, like I really love doing this. Like I didn't realize how much I truly enjoyed all these different experiences.
What'd you think of when you toured these other colleges, but then when you found out Point Park specifically had a sports communication program, which kind of stands out versus other Pittsburgh colleges? How'd that make you feel?
I was really glad, because when I was touring those other schools, I was still like, maybe I still want to be a lawyer. And so that was the kind of avenue I was looking at. And so this was the school that was really like my media. And I think what kind of set it apart was because how many different connections the school has. And like, even though the program was kind of new, like everyone knows everyone in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And so if you can make that right connection here, it can lead you to something. And I think the program here just really drew me in, because my family's all from Pittsburgh. I have like so many stories of Pittsburgh, like, and I just, once I toured, I was like, okay, I gotta come here. I don't have a choice.
Couldn't agree more. And the cool thing with Point Park too, I said this when I got interviewed not so long ago by, I think it was either the Globe or somebody else. They asked me what is so special about Point Park, and I said the fact that we are in walking distance of all three major sports teams, the Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers, are all in walking distance. So you could do internships, you could do some ground level work, you could get involved early, which I think is so cool. And like Nick said too, the connections here, they're endless. If you know one person, you pretty much know almost everybody here. What's the ideal situation for you now, though? You're in your junior year. You got one more year ahead of you. I'm a senior. Nick, you're a sophomore, so we're kind of all like right in the middle. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I'm going to be in a city, because the sports media industry, it's city-based.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what I want my life to necessarily look like, because I have so many different avenues. Like I like the journalism, I like public relations and marketing, I like doing the social media, I like broadcasting. I think I want to be near a sport in a city, doing something either with a team, around a team, in like maybe like a newsroom or something like that. I'm not necessarily like nailed down exactly what I want to do, but I think that's okay.
Have you done any internships yet?
I have an internship at home. I'm a social media manager for a fencing studio.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's actually really cool.
It's like a very niche little community, but they're all so nice, and it's so much fun.
Talk about that a little bit. Actually, that sounds pretty cool. How did you get that gig?
So my sister does fencing for a studio at home, and it's a new business. It's a small little studio, and he was kind of looking for someone to expand his like social media, because he's not very tech savvy. Love him, but he's not. He knows he's not. And so my mom actually was like, hey, my daughter goes to school for this. Like, you can talk to her about it, everything. She'd be more than willing. And so I had a conversation with him, and I like told him everything that I had done, like how I had done social media for like Point Park Athletics and all that stuff. He was like, I think you'd be great. And I think this would be really good experience for you, leading like a team and stuff. And so I started doing that in August, and I went and I took tons of like photos and videos and like TikTok short form content. And I've been posting when I've been here. I've been having another girl who goes to the studio film things for me so that I can post it as well. And it's just been really cool, because fencing's not necessarily a sport everybody knows. And but because of the Olympics and everything, people have been like, oh, okay, like this is like a cool thing to do. And it's been really cool when people like DM like, oh, be like, oh, because this is the work that I put in. And it's like, I feel proud of like the product. And it's been so cool. It's
so cool watching like one of those like smaller sports start to grow too over time, because I feel like everybody here kind of has like their own favorite sport. Like, yeah, we all love football, we all love baseball, we all love hockey, but like I'm big into professional wrestling, you know that. So that's kind of a smaller sport. That's like its own community. I know there's some folks here that like NASCAR. There's some folks that here like fencing, soccer, like some other smaller communities. So I feel like that's pretty cool actually. Are you getting credits for it?
No, I'm getting paid.
You're getting paid? Okay, that's fun.
That's even better.
Yeah,
that's even better, actually.
These days, I'll take a paid internship anytime I can.
No, that's cool. So, kind of fast forward a little bit. You talked about like the goal afterwards. Do you see like the broadcasting in the horizon? Because I know me and you, we called a couple of soccer games together, and I'm assuming you're planning on calling some more basketball games this upcoming year.
Absolutely. I would love to be like a broadcaster or a presenter or something like that. I think the more that I do it, the more that I learn, and more that I pick up on things that maybe I should do differently, and like feedback and all that things. I would love to. I think if the opportunity arose, I would absolutely grab it and take it 100%.
Do you prefer play-by-play or color?
I don't know, because I've done so much play-by-play recently, because more people are learning and being on air, which is fabulous. Like, the more the merrier. It depends on the sport. I think I'm good. I like play-by-play for soccer more. I'm more comfortable color for basketball, just because I don't watch a ton of basketball, so I don't know necessarily like the terms. Like, I know the rules, all that kind of thing.
It's a lot more fast-paced.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't talk that much. I just, the words just like stop. I'm like,
Between me and you, something I'm a little worried about actually this upcoming year is I've been doing so much wrestling recently. That's like, because I do wrestling pretty much every week now. I at least have 2 or 3 shows. I have to kind of dial back my energy a little bit, because I'm practically yelling every night on commentary for wrestling. When the basketball season starts back up, I'm gonna have to dial myself back a little bit.
That's a good point, because soccer and basketball are very, even like baseball, they're all very different styles.
Yeah.
Soccer's, it's a lot more like, not one note, but it's a lot more calm, because you're just passing the ball around, and the exciting things only might not even happen. You might not even score in a game. And it's the same as baseball. Like, you're kind of just waiting around, filling that space. But basketball, you're up back and forth the entire time. You always have something to talk about. And so it's like, it's a different approach for every single sport, and it's a different energy level. Like, for like basketball, you can't stay at 100 the whole time. Like, you need to know when to come back down, come back up. And then soccer, it's important to sometimes spike that energy in spots so your audience can continue to want to watch.
And the cool thing is too about like with Point Park and their broadcasting program, they allow you to be able to like have those connections with each other, like with fellow students. And I actually listened to you and I think it was Ryan Jones call a soccer game recently. You guys did an incredible job, by the way.
Thank you.
And the one thing I noticed with you guys is you did something not many of our peers do. And that's keep it conversational, because you're doing a broadcast. You want to make sure you get everything. So like if I'm doing a basketball game, like Warner dumps inside the Fisher off the glass with the hezzy and one, you want to make sure you call out every single play, but you also want to keep it conversational. You don't want to make it sound like, oh, I'm just calling everything that happens and then you're giving stats.
Yeah.
We got to kind of have a conversation with it too. Like, oh, Makenna, did you see that shot up inside? Yeah, Austin, that looked incredible there. He went up and in with a right hand, in and round under the hoop. Like, you got to keep it conversational. And I noticed you and Ryan did that a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I think when I watch soccer, a lot of the announcers and stuff, they will have conversations with each other. Because I think when I watch it, I feel like I'm in on that conversation. Like, I feel like sometimes when you listen to a broadcast, I feel like they look down on you sometimes. And they're dumbing it down to explain it to you. And I don't ever want someone who is watching something that I'm doing to feel like that. And so I feel like when I am having a conversation with someone, it's like we're talking about the game like we're buddies. And like the camera's not even there. And I don't know, I think I subconsciously do it sometimes because we are friends. Like, everyone we call with, we know. And especially Ryan was great. I think that might have been like the first game
That's what he said. I texted him that night. He was like, yeah, that was my first game. I'm like, no way.
He did great. I don't remember if I think I was on play-by-play. He was on color. But it was so much fun. And I think when you have that connection with someone before you even get on air, it makes it so much easier.
Can you talk, Makenna, too, about some of the episodes you may have listened to? Because I know you've talked about podcasting itself, and you've listened to a lot of episodes between 2 Jagoffs and Steel City. What were some of your favorite episodes and favorite moments?
So I watched Bryn's episode, I watched Matt, I watched Ryan's, I watched the Greg Brown, and I watched the Andrew Stocky. I think I watched a few more. That's what it comes up to right in my mind.
Caden Warner,
I watched that one. I watched the first one. And then my favorite moment.
What was like an iconic moment that you'll never forget?
I think one thing that sticks out to me is when Bryn, maybe not iconic, but when Bryn was talking about her internship with the Pirates.
Yes, that was a good one that I also related to.
I think I learned so much about that whole experience and like getting into that from like her talking about that.
Like the behind the scenes and during game day, getting everything up on the board prepared, making sure spelling is correct, making sure the headshot's correct, making sure, everything is lined up correctly, post-production, pre-production, during production. I didn't realize that as a Pirates intern, that's what you had to do.
Yeah, and like when she said she was interning with Pirates, I mean, you think one thing, I had no idea what she did.
Right.
Like, I knew she was in like behind the scenes more so than like anything else, but like learning, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much. Like that's so much on her plate. And I think another moment was when Ryan came on and you guys were talking about the New York trip.
Oh,
Yes. Louisville.
That also came back into my brain when I was just talking about Brent. I was like, oh, that was funny. That was like a funny episode.
It was a really funny episode. The New York trip was definitely an experience.
It was an iconic trip.
What was your favorite part about the New York trip, Nick?
Well, there's a lot of moments. I don't even know if some of them are capable to be said on air, but one of them will be Austin being drunk, and I've kind of had to assist him in the Amazon Whole Foods. The second one, we had the first night you always do an alumni event. You always make connections. Well, this Ryan was too busy focused on basketball and watching his bracket collapse in real time. And we were at the one restaurant, and he was like, yeah, I'm cooked. I'm not locked in. And he was not locked in ever since. I think he fell in like the first round, so that was also an iconic moment. Us three actually roomed together.
Yes.
That's how the connection kind of all started about, and that's where he got his nickname Louisville, because it's an iconic moment. We knew in the restaurant, well, he's over. His bracket's over. The money is over. He's down, and he's out.
I wasn't drunk. I was tipsy. There's a difference.
I don't know about that. We can ask Cass. We can ask Kyla. We can ask Ryan. We can ask anybody that you saw.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
And we're going to do it again next year, believe it or not, Makenna.
It sounds like it was a good trip, so I think you guys have to go back.
Oh, we're going to. I think we're going to vlog it this time, too.
Oh, that's even better because now we have concrete evidence. He can't deny anything.
I'm 21. I'm allowed.
Yeah, and look who's your babysitter.
Yeah, that's fair. But no, the New York City trip was great, and I did enjoy that episode with Ryan Quinn a lot too, because Louisville was great, and I think we talked about the wiffle ball tournament that we did in that episode too, because Ryan, Nate, and myself were the three from Point Park that went and called that tournament. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, when I saw them put the message in the group me, I was like, that's really interesting. Like that would be such like a niche, cool experience to do. Cause I played wiffle ball in like gym class.
Yeah.
I mean that's my extent with the sport.
It was interesting. It was a fun experience. I got to produce both of the semifinal games, and I called 2 of the quarterfinals, and I think like 5 or 6 first round matchups, because like they had you like back to back. So the way they said, and they paid you, they fed you, so it was a nice experience.
Oh.
It was a really good experience.
Free food.
I know, right?
Yeah, it was really nice. The one thing that sucked, though, I had wrestling the one night, so I had to leave early, so I didn't get paid fully the first day, but that's okay. I got paid for the other
Sacrifices have got to be made sometimes.
Sacrifice got to be made sometimes. Something else that happened big recently was 2 Jagoffs live.
Yes.
You were not in attendance for that, Makenna, unfortunately.
I had to work.
Oh, darn. But there was a lot of stuff that went viral. Nick, I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Do you want to kind of refresh our memory on that?
Yeah, so it was iconic. There was Kyle Archer. He was the MC for Day of Giving last year. We had pro wrestler Andrew Palace in attendance, made a surprise. Guests included Point Park University President Chris Brusalis, former Pirates TV reporter sideline Robbie Smikowski, Point Park alum Justin Fortunato, and School of Communication Dean Bernie Ankney. I think, Makenna, the big takeaway, the big headline was all the guests reaffirmed Day of Giving, giving back to students, but also networking and making the connections. It was iconic, and of course, you have to go out with a bang, and it surely went out with a bang. Sore, whatever you want to call it. Austin Cairns had the pleasure of going through a table.
I did.
I saw it on Instagram. I went, oh.
I think that was everyone's reaction. I got some good feedback though from the wrestling community. They said I did a good job at protecting my neck and going to the tables. So I got an A+ for effort.
I will say, I want to shout out Ryan Jones. We were talking yesterday. He cannot stop thinking about the crab rangoons that were in it, that the food that we got.
I love crab.
The food was absolutely amazing. There was cheeses, there were sauces, there were crab rangoons. That was like the highlight, along with drinking. Now, if Austin wasn't hosting this event, he most likely would have had a drink or 2, maybe 3 or 4.
Who said I didn't?
Oh, well, surprise, surprise, he did. I'm not shocked. But 2 Jagoffs Lives was iconic. Point Park was very pleased. I think Austin, from my advantage, exceeded expectations.
Thank you.
I don't know, Makenna. I was in the second row. And let me tell you, I can still remember to this day, I know it was only a week ago, the table sound, that crack. If you were there in the room, you would be able to hear that and remember it. It was a crack, and it was just like a bang right at the end to go out with a bang.
I will say this too about Point Park. I was very surprised they approved of a lot of the stuff we did that night, but I'm very happy for it because in the process, I want to say we're near already $250,000 for the School of Comm.
I think I heard someone say that. Might have been Nate, because we were talking about it in photography.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking, I was like, oh, how did it go? I asked Ryan, I asked like Nate, Peyton, and everyone, and they were like, everyone had good things to say.
That's cool.
So like credit to you, because everyone I talked about it, like they either was there or heard about it, only had good things to say, and like how much fun it was, and like the experience was just overall really, really great.
My vision for going into it, Makenna, was to loop my tie for professional wrestling, podcasting, and then the Day of Giving theme. I kind of put it all into a blender and made that. So like everybody got their own entrance, actually. Like everyone came out to like a song. Palace interrupted me, of course. That's a different story for a different day. Kyle, he came out and sang the Day of Giving song, which at the end of every line, he like took a shot at me, which was kind of funny. But his goal with it, and this is a little behind the scenes scoop, we didn't plan any of that. It was all improv with the Kyle Archer segment. And his one goal was to try and break me on stage. That's what he said he was going to do. He's like, I'm going to try and break you on stage. When I say JFK, you can kick me off stage, but just let me have my moment. I was like, all right, Kyle, we can do it. And you know Kyle, he's crazy. So he's up there trying his hardest to make me break. He did not make me break. I will say that. He did not make me break. Palace made me break, but that's a different story for a different day. It was a great event. I think it was a really good turnout. I think we had almost 100 people in attendance at one point. It was around, I think, 94 tickets were sold, and then like 60-some people showed up. So it was a successful event.
There were some freshmen there, believe it or not, Makenna.
Wow.
That's what, towards the back row, a few of the freshmen that I actually know. And I think just the promotion of it and how Point Park kept promoting it also intrigued a lot of freshmen to kind of get into the idea of podcasting. Because, of course, as you all know, when you go to schedule classes, one of your Discover Technology requirements is podcasting. That's like one of the ones you can pick from. And I think 2 Jagoffs Live and 2 Jagoffs and Still Seeing all the podcasts at Point Park, Have a Shift Day, Ryan, T. Lane Graves, We Are Family, kind of signals, kind of puts that spectacle in someone's mind. Podcasting? I never knew you could really make a living out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, podcasting is so big now. I mean, not even just sports podcasting, but any type of podcasting. Oh, yeah. Like if you want to watch like a crime podcast, there's a million ones of those. Or if you want to talk about like entertainment, like there's a million kinds of those. I think that's now like an avenue. People can recognize that, oh, I can do that, or oh, that's a form of media to get information out.
And Makenna, we had a really cool class. What was it, last semester with Angelo? Yeah. We had a podcasting class. I know like a lot of the Have a Shift Day guys were in there. We Are Family guys were in there. That was one of my favorite experiences because even though I kind of already had an established podcast going into that class, I learned a lot and was able to take a lot from Angelo, and I applied that to 2 Jagoffs Live, which was successful. I applied that to some of our interviews, which were successful. I feel like that class was really cool too.
It was. As someone who did not ever attempt to do a podcast, I learned a lot. That might not necessarily be my avenue of communicating, but I think now that I've learned about it, I think that is something I could do like 100%. And I mean, I don't have a podcast right now, but that would be that. It's a cool form of media. Like all of the different like the We Are Family, Have a Shift. It's also cool to see like the little groups and like the different niches that they do. And I think it's great. I think it's great that there's different podcasts that even in like this school of communication, and there's not that ton of students, that there's different groups who want to talk about different things. I think it's great.
It's so cool too. And the cool thing is we're all friends too at the end of the day too. It's not, I mean, like, yeah, there's competitiveness in terms of like, okay, like we're our own brand, they're our own brand, but it's not like we're ever going out there competing like, oh, my podcast's better. No, we're trying to uplift each other. We're trying to do crossovers, trying to do like some cross-contenting. It's really cool. Yeah. They're all nice. They're all really nice.
I mean, too, Makenna, do you think that you want to get into that? Podcasting could be like reporting on specific podcasts and like interviewing guests from a podcast. Because from our perspective, when you get these people on to do an interview, to have yourself on, some people, like, I don't want to say decline, but there's some people that take a step back. Oh, podcasting, that's really not my niche. That's really not my area. I'm really not going to get a view. Now today, that's what everybody does. It's like a new traditional form of media. Is that a way that maybe communication students should be looking instead of broadcasting to TV? Podcasting?
I think it should go hand in hand. To answer that first part of your question, I could definitely see myself interviewing people on a podcast. I think I'm very comfortable in that interview format. I've done it a lot of different times in different ways. I think that would be something that would be really cool that I would definitely want to explore. I don't know about necessarily having a podcast, me just spewing whatever. I don't know if I could talk for an hour by myself, but I think
it's hard.
I've kudos to you guys.
But it's easy to take shots at him to keep the time moving.
Oh, don't start with that nonsense over there.
But yeah, I think you should be able to. You should learn how to interview in different ways, especially broadcasting. But you should also be comfortable in front of a camera or just with your voice only. I think that's a great tool that people should learn how to do these days.
And to add on to what Makenna said too, Nick, I feel like the reason why I started a podcast was to actually get myself comfortable because lo and behold, I was actually the shyest kid in high school. I really didn't.
Which I really don't believe McKenna when he says that every time. I really do not believe
No, I
that.
seriously, I was the shyest kid in school, had a really small friend group. I really didn't talk too much. So when I got out of high school, I started a podcast just to get comfortable with myself, kind of listen back, critique myself, see how I sound. And then the ball started rolling and we grew from there. So not everybody necessarily needs to have a podcast, but I always recommend it because it's a good way of you being able to go back and listen to yourself.
Yeah.
It's a really
But I like the longer form conversation.
That's
feel
true.
like
Yeah, they're good.
in interviews, most TV interviews, 4 to 5 minutes, where if you have a podcast, you can have a longer form and you could really get a lot out of that person.
Yeah, because here's the thing. The longer a podcast goes on, the more comfortable the guest gets and the more open they become later on. And I've realized that with all the guests we've had on because I've had politicians on. And politicians, they're obviously giving the media answers at the very beginning. You know, they don't want to screw themselves over. But as the interview goes on, they say some stuff that you may not really want to say on camera, not really want to say on a podcast. And I noticed that because as that hour mark hits, I mean, you're just talking to the person now. It's not even like we're on camera anymore.
It's that authenticness.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think this is a perfect time to move into sports.
Okay.
Where do you want to pick, McKenna? You can start because I know you're wide spectrum. You can pick soccer, football.
What's your favorite soccer team? Let's hear it.
My favorite soccer team is
We're not soccer guys, just so you know.
Tottenham Hotspurs. They actually play today.
Okay.
3. Fingers crossed they do well.
Are they good? Not good?
They're good. They're kind of like the Steelers of soccer. They have a meh season every season, but they don't ever win anything. They're always in the middle. I think that's the equivalent, which is ironic because I'm also a Steelers fan, so it's just like season after season.
Just kind of there.
Yeah,
whatever.
You're doing well. You're not doing bad enough, but you're there.
I think the Riverhounds have another home playoff game.
They do.
That's like an iconic moment. You always forget about that. You can also go in turn with the Riverhounds. I know they're hiring and Kyle Archer has a good foot in the door over there, given he does a lot of announcing and on-field shenanigans.
He's a goofball.
He's a goofball. I mean, that's something to keep in mind. Soccer is on the rise right now, especially the Riverhounds. Many people coming into this season thought it was going to be a lackluster performance. It was just going to be another depression. Well, they're actually showing off over there. And what the Riverhounds are doing, McKenna, is they're expanding. They're building upon their stadium. Is soccer the new league to kind of look into, start to get your foot in the door with?
I would say yeah, because they're all there's the big 3 there. There's the baseball, there's the basketball, there's the NHL, all of that. But I think soccer, if you can get in now, I think it's getting a lot bigger, especially with a lot of those international stars like Messi's now in the MLS and different other stars that are now in the MLS. I think people are paying attention. And like with the Riverhounds, they won on PKs in their game. It was like a crazy save from the goalie. And I think with that stadium expansion coming, and they're going to continue to move up in the leagues too. Probably eventually they will be in the MLS. And that's a huge market for Pittsburgh also. So I would say not necessarily start paying attention, but
have on your radar.
It's not going away.
No, it's not going. It's the most watched sport in the world.
Don't they play Detroit in the playoffs, or did they just play Detroit? I could have sworn I saw something about that.
I think they just played.
They just played. I thought I saw something about Detroit. I'm not 100%.
I'm not 100% sure either. Don't quote me on that.
And no, Highmark's stacked with stuff too. They also got the Thunderbirds over there. They got they got the Riveters over there. So they're starting to expand. It's nice to see that.
It is.
What other sports are you big into? So you're a Steelers fan. Do you keep up with anything basketball, hockey, or baseball, or is that no bueno?
I keep up with hockey. I've been to a game this season, a hockey game this season.
Did they win?
No.
Oh,
that was the game against the Rangers. They got annihilated.
Oh, that game.
Oh, that game. That's
the one I turned it off in the second period. Yeah, that
I
one.
was there.
At
least they scored. That's all I gotta say. At least they scored. There was a goal to be seen. Yeah, I watched a ton of hockey growing up. I don't necessarily watch it as much now because like my apartment doesn't have cable, so it's hard to get like the channels. But yeah, I watch a ton of football. I watch Stephen A. Smith every morning.
That's my guy.
And Good Morning Football and all those different kinds of shows. I watch them every day. So yeah, I would say that like those two are. I watched a ton of March Madness when it comes. I'm like a psycho.
Don't ask Louisville for any tips.
I have every single game on, and last year I actually won our like bracket competition with my friends.
Oh wow!
I was really proud of myself because I did awful the year before.
Louisville, if you're listening, here's some tips. You take some tips from Makenna. She can really help you.
I took Florida. That was my.
I took Florida too.
Florida.
Okay.
I was knocked out. I didn't take any tips.
No, you needed some though. Steelers. You said you're a Steelers fan. I don't know how much you've been keeping up with them. What's your thoughts on the season so far? They just had a big win against the Colts.
It's like the older seasons where like Big Ben was like, oh, the offense is so good, but it's like, oh, what's happened to our defense? I actually went to the home opener. I was lucky enough to go, and that was not a great game. It's probably one of the worst Steelers games.
Jets, right?
Seahawks,
that's right. Jets was week after.
Yes. And I think if they can put it all together, if they can put it together like they played against the Colts, because I don't know what happened. They got revived. The Steelers defense was like on like DNR, and then they're like, oh wait, we're back.
They had a funeral at the tailgate. They might have did some sort of voodoo magic out there. I don't know.
I don't know what happened. They came back to life, but I think if they could just, because they have that defense is so expensive, and they have
highest paid defense.
They have so many good players. Like Nick Herbig has been balling out this whole season. He's been insane, and Peyton Wilson, he's been great too. So I think if they can put it all together, because I think the thing about the NFL this season, it's really like close. Like there's no one that's really like ahead. Like it was the Colts, but now they're kind of with the rest of the pack.
Yeah, they're just kind of there. They were the most dominant team for like 6 consecutive weeks.
Yes.
And then they had 5 or 6 turnovers in that game.
That was rough. But like like Patrick Mahomes isn't like balling out. Lamar's been hurt. Like the Bills are kind of there. And then the NFC is just wide open.
If the season ended today, the Chiefs would be on the outside looking in.
I saw that, yeah.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Normally we're thinking like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are always in it. This is the time, Makenna, and Bill Cowher sums it up best. November is the month to find your footing, because once December hits, there is no more like footing. You have to be on your A game because every week counts. Austin, I know you're ready to jump in.
No, I was going to say, not even the Bills are in playoff contention.
No.
They're in playoff contention, but the Patriots are leading the division right now, which is insane.
If Drake May is...
He's on the uprise.
Crazy.
Who's your MVP right now? You think it's May or... See, I had a big debate with Matt Palangi actually a couple weeks ago.
No, he just probably rage baited him.
I don't even know.
Well, Matt was saying it was Dak Prescott for the longest
time.
Sure
is.
It's not. I was saying Mayfield until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's between Mahomes and May for
Give me Aaron Rodgers for all I care about.
Rodgers?
Give me Aaron Rodgers.
I think... Well, because the thing is, like, last year you had, like, Saquon and stuff also doing really good. It's
That's
like,
true.
You don't have, like, a standout receiver right now, or, like, you don't have, like, a standout running back. Like, I feel like everyone is kind of in the mix. Drake May has been doing great. Like, he's not going to win MVP just because he is still so young. Like, I would be shocked, but he could be the offensive player of the year.
Joe Flacco?
That's a good point. No, hell no. Joe Flacco?
He's making a big...
He just lost to the Bears. No.
Comeback player of the year?
Comeback player of the year, because when you're down so many points, then the Bengals almost went on to win that game, but somehow
Keyword
didn't.
Almost.
But Flacco was a little bit of that spark.
The game, that loss wasn't on him.
Okay.
That defense, you can score 40-some points and you lose a game 2 weeks in a row.
Yes.
I don't know whose defense is worse, the Bengals or the Cowboys. They're like the two worst in football.
No, don't even go there over there with those shenanigans.
Well, I'm just
Cowboys.
saying. I mean, we could talk about the Cowboys if you want. They just had a Monday Night Football game against the Arizona Cardinals, 27-17, which is that's DTNB. You're the Cowboys fan of the podcast.
I am. I was a little bit shocked on the way this performance has started. Jerry Jones has been intriguing a lot lately. I'm not sure that your owner should be the one negotiating trade deals, should be negotiating contracts, should be negotiating salary, should be kind of calling on head coaches and offensive and defensive coordinators to say what. I mean, it was a lackluster performance. Dak, decent enough. CeeDee Lamb, great. George Pickens is doing what he's did here in Pittsburgh. He cannot contain himself. And Brian Schottenheimer also cannot contain George Pickens. I don't think anybody can contain George Pickens. And that is a start. That is just, when you start to get yourself into that much trouble, that lies. But also when you trade away probably one of the best defensive players, Micah Parsons. I mean, that's a Jerry Jones world. He's at Green Bay. Micah's still there. You have some holes to fill. They cannot fill any holes. They cannot stop the run. They cannot stop the ball. The amount of times it was 3rd and 3 or I think the one play was 3rd and 17, and you still can't stop this offense that is banged up, that you have 2nd, 3rd, 4th hand-me-down players. That just goes to show what kind of league we're in. Originally, I had them going to the Super Bowl. I might have to pull that a little bit.
Makenna, prepare yourself for a possible clip because what he's going to say may change this whole episode. Go ahead. What do you mean?
I'm not exactly sure they are Super Bowl contenders after the game against the Cardinals. But Makenna, I always say the Cowboys, and this is very true, they lose games that they should win, and they win games that they should not. Yeah. The next few weeks, they have one hell of a schedule. They have the Eagles. They have the Chiefs. They have, I think, the Lions. They have the Chargers. Those are games they should lose. But something also tells me they may go 4 for 4, and they may end up winning.
Oh, my Lord.
After last night, there were some chances at 95% that they were going to the Super Bowl. After last night's loss, we are now down to a whopping 20.
20?
20.
When you said you picked them to be in the Super Bowl, I was just, first-year head coach. That's kind of...
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know, but I wanted to set the bar high. Of course, they're not meeting that bar. Jerry Jones isn't meeting my bar. George Pickens isn't meeting my bar. Nobody is meeting my bar on this team, and that is providing a lot of risky headwinds heading into the offseason, heading into the NFL trade deadline very shortly. I question, because Matt Eberflus, one hell of a dude, should not even be part of this Cowboys team because given what happened on Thanksgiving, he should not even have a coaching job to begin with. So for your team to pick up someone who cannot manage the clock correctly and thinks he can call plays, I'm sorry, but I don't know what world you're living in, Jerry, and your general manager. That is just so bad on your part. I might have to pull the plug and go find a different team to support because this is a team that I do not want to be associated with. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Ferguson, if CeeDee Lamb, if George Pickens, if Dak Prescott all wanted to get out of Dallas because the waters right now are murky and you can kiss the Super Bowl, you could kiss the playoffs goodbye.
Wow.
That was...
That's a character change right there.
Are you shocked?
Very. Very, because for months you've been tormenting me on this podcast saying 95% chance, 99% chance. Now we're at 20? That fast?
Yes. When you cannot even beat up a team that has a backup quarterback, backup players, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string players, and you can only score 17 points, but you also can't stop an offense who can convert 3-7, 4-1, 4-2. I don't know, man. That's just hard to compete with.
All I know is I wish I would have brought the cowboy hat for today. This was such a good one. Makenna, if you couldn't tell, I'm a Cardinals fan, so this win was absolutely incredible.
But they're 3-5. You shouldn't even be glorious either.
Cowboys are 3-5-1.
And the Cardinals are 3-5 too. It's just so bad. When you're just 3-5, you can, as I always say, and I'll repeat this too, you can kiss the season goodbye. You can kiss the playoffs goodbye. You can kiss everything goodbye. You could just sit on home in your couch every week. It doesn't matter. If you show up, great. Congrats. Same with same with the Saints, same with the Titans, same with the Raiders. Why show up? I mean, you don't even show up. Just come on, collect your contract, collect your money, say goodbye, go sit on the couch. Make it somewhat interesting. Don't you agree?
I just don't understand what goes through Jerry Jones' head sometimes because
I don't either.
I don't know how any player is gonna leave because of the whole thing that happened with what's his name?
Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons. I mean, that was...
I don't know what the hell you're doing negotiating a contract.
George Pickens' agent is the same as Micah Parsons.
Yes.
So it's like, you don't have a good rap with him at all. So I just don't... it's Jerry's world. We don't live in it, obviously.
That's the quote of the century right there. It's Jerry's world, and we're just all living in it, Makenna. That's some good character development on your behalf, Nick Brown. I'm proud of you that you finally admitted your delusional sense.
I turned the game off last night in the third quarter. I said, I'm going to bed. I'm not staying up to watch this lousy-ass performance. It's just called for. I mean, at this point, how can you still have an owner that is this delusional? That you have a defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus. For crying out loud, I could call plays better than that. I know how to manage the clock. I know how to manage my timeouts. Same with Brian Schottenheimer. He just throws away his timeouts. Another guy that doesn't know how to clock manage and to be risky. But also, Makenna, we were talking this beforehand. This season is also proving to be coaches that are taking risks, that are going for it. Sean McDermott out of Buffalo.
Ben Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Campbell. Risks in the end are not going to win you the game. Going for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 3, great. But the Steelers, too. How can a team be 5-5 on 4th down conversions? That just proves right there that your defense cannot get off. If your defense can't get off, if you cannot get that offense off the field, that sets up worries. And that sets up worries for me for the Steelers. If you have the Colts that are converting 5 for 5 on 4th downs, what the hell are you doing? Are you sleeping? Come on.
They might have been. I'm just happy they won the game. At the end of the day, they won the game. Was it concerning that they
We're living in a Tomlin world in Pittsburgh.
6 turnovers and they only won by 7
Yes.
points?
Hey, come on.
But I mean, I can sympathize with you as a Cowboys fan because Tottenham last season, they finished 17th out of 20th. They won a trophy at the end of the season.
Oh,
Their first time in 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
So they had a horrible season, but ended up doing something good. So maybe there's like a light at the end of the tunnel.
You do know this upcoming year will be 30 years since the Cowboys' last Super Bowl victory.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for letting me know. It's not like I've had that on the calendar for months now. That's great. Thanks for letting me know.
I just figured I'd bring it up. It's a stat I read this morning.
Oh, you know what? We take any stats with a grain of salt, and we take stats with, we applaud any stats that are just helping us in any matter.
Well, I apologize, Makenna. You had to hear the downtown Nick Brown rant. That was great. That was really good on your behalf.
I don't know. I'm just shocked at this NFL season from across the spectrum. The amount of injuries that have piled up this season.
Tell me about it.
I mean, the amount of teams that were supposed to be on the uprising have now collapsed. The teams that have tried to maintain the steady version of itself and maintain their goal of beating teams and working your way to the playoffs are on the outside looking in. There's a lot of football. Granted, 8 weeks left to be played, 9 weeks to be played, but still, no matter what, every week is going to come down to who your offense is. Are you going to be able to manage the clock correctly? Are you going to be able to sustain the turnovers? Are you going to be able to sustain injuries? Are you going to be able to go out and start off strong? Because I think these slow starts for any team, especially the Steelers, sets a precedent, sets the game. Normally, I'm a big officiating person, aficionado, blaming officials. Officiating this year isn't bad. It's actually on the uprise. But again, I think the NFL, Makenna, is starting to expand into this AI. And this is where it all gets murky with, reviewing certain plays, getting into this AI spectrum. I'm not exactly sure the NFL should be looking that way. They should be maintaining their certain procedures and their certain cameras.
Yeah, and I know that with the chain crew and all of that is probably going away, and I think the NFL is moving towards soccer and the fact that now the soccer has the VAR and it has the goal line technology, so the refs aren't put on that pressure, but it can still make mistakes. Those kind of decisions can still change games, even though or it can change the tide, or it can change the momentum of a game. And I mean, I think it's inevitable at this point. But
now, Makenna, you've listened to a lot of our podcasts before. You've listened to a lot of the episodes. I have a feeling you know what I'm going to ask you next at the end of this episode.
Oh boy.
I like asking everybody this one because I'm hungry. I'm kind of a foodie on the podcast. What's the go-to restaurant? I mean, you live on campus, right?
Yeah.
Please don't say the Point Park Dining Hall.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Please don't be present for South.
No.
So is there a go-to place that could be around here? It could be back at home, just in general?
That's a hard one. I should have been prepared because I knew this was coming. Okay.
Every guest says that. It's okay.
I think I have two.
Okay.
There's a place called Sushi Eye that just opened up that I went. It's actually on 4th Ave, literally right down the road.
That's what Justin Fortunato actually said at Two Jagoffs
Number
Live.
1 sushi.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was number 1 sushi.
Number 1 sushi is different. Sushi Eye. They're two different places.
Okay.
They just sound similar. I really like Sushi Eye. I've only been there once with my roommate to celebrate going back to school. But they have like a rooftop that's like open.
Oh, that's so cool.
And everything's really good. I love sushi. It's my favorite food. I would say my other one, Pittsburgh tried and true, Pigeon Bagel. In Squirrel Hill. It's so good. I love bagels. Like I love fresh bagels, like all that kind of thing. And it is top tier, like almost New York style bagel. It's so good.
All right, mark it on the calendar.
If you haven't gone, you really need to go. They do like flavors of the month. Like last month was pumpkin. This month is onion.
Ooh.
Top tier.
Top tier.
Top tier.
That sounds good.
I'm
actually.
hungry.
That does sound really good.
Us too, Makenna. We've been we like CityWorks, Market Square, CityWorks, Moe's, Genoa's Pizza's on the radar always, but we've been sticking with CityWorks.
CityWorks, I have a really funny story. Have you guys ever had their like buffalo nacho thingies?
We have not.
I have not.
They are the most spicy thing I have ever put in my mouth. I could not finish. It was like
Good to know.
atomically hot. So either you like try it for a bit, or I don't know if you can handle spice, but I can.
Not for me.
My nose was running. My one roommate, she was like shoveling in her mouth. I'm like, how is this fun? Like it just burns. Like it's there's no flavor. It's just burn.
I don't understand. I'm not a big spice person. My sister, she has like all like the hot Takis and like the hot Cheetos.
That's not
I
for
can't
me.
do all that.
Not for me, McKenna.
I can do like spice. Like I can do like the hot Cheetos. I can do the ramen. But
Oh, that's my sister. Oh, it's the hot ramen all the time.
That was like next level. Like that was just like not fun. Like, I didn't even enjoy eating it.
I'm a plain guy. I'm burger. Fries.
Oh, we know.
Yeah,
no matter where
that's
we
the
go,
go-to.
McKenna, it's a burger and fries.
Why? What's wrong with the burger and fries? Are you dissing that?
No, never. But I just think that you.
What did you get? Fish and chips.
When?
CityWorks.
Yeah, I always get chicken tenders and fries.
Let's say you eat like an 8-year-old. What are you talking about?
He makes fun of me too, McKenna. I'm like, I'm just enjoying.
Yes.
We tried a new place real quick. Revel.
Revel.
Oh, yeah.
I had the buffalo style chicken pizza. Probably one of the best
does
pizzas I've
sound
ever
good.
I
had.
love a buffalo.
I mean, there was hot sauce, there was ranch, there was chicken, there was all these spices. It was absolutely delicious. I would definitely get it again. And you want to take a guess on what he got?
A burger.
Burger and fries.
Smash burger and
Smash
fries.
burger and fries.
Smash burger.
Smash burger.
It was good.
It was good. It was good. Have you guys ever been to? I've never actually even talked about this place before publicly. Have either one of you guys ever had Rockefellers before?
Yes. Delicious.
Really? No, you never had Rockefellers?
Let me guess, you get a burger and fries there too?
Clogged.
Yeah. Actually, they have really good meatloaf there that I like.
Meatloaf?
Yeah.
I didn't know you like meatloaf.
Yeah. I just like
I'm
meatloaf.
not a meatloaf.
You're not a meatloaf
You're
person?
not a meatloaf person?
I saw
Roast
based on
beef?
the reaction.
Meatloaf is good though.
You would take it back by you're like, meatloaf.
We're foodies on the podcast if you can't tell.
No, I love food. I probably like food a little bit too much.
A little too much? You're a big snacker too? Or I'm a really big
yes and
snacker.
No, I like having a snack in the meal sometimes. That's like probably not a good thing. I
Right.
can have it to have, but everyone has that habit. Like, be so honest.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm typical of putting like chips on the side with some
Yeah.
stuff sometimes. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What about you?
I try not to snack, but every once in a while I snack.
You want to know what his addiction is, McKenna?
What?
Bingo. That's his damn addiction.
Bingo.
I love it.
That's like,
Love it.
you know, there's some people that I know that go with like the old ladies and stuff, and they can like
That's him.
they make a lot of money
Some weeks.
some weeks.
Some weeks.
I travel too, McKenna.
Oh,
Furthest I've
wow.
gone has been about an hour away.
Yes.
Yes, it is true. Ask Austin. I sent him pictures of all my stuff, and they all criticize me because I play a lot. I have all this stuff, and
I mean, I'm not gonna hate. We all have our weird kinks, so I guess if that's what you're
this is
into.
wrestling.
Huh?
At least I can't go through a table.
Well, that's different, but
At least I can yell bingo and make some money, and my back's not sore.
That is true. He did get you there.
he did. I can't even argue on that one. But no, McKenna, it was a great time having you on Steel City today. I appreciate you so much. I want to give you the final chance to share any words, any final messages for the listeners.
Oh, geez, put me on the spot.
Yep.
No, I had a lot of fun today. It doesn't even feel like I've been here for 15 minutes or something. Like,
Yeah, this went back really quick.
But no, I had a lot of fun. I think my takeaway from this experience is if you put yourself out there, do all the experiences, say yes to everything. At the end of the day, you're either going to have a fun story or a really good experience.
I like that.
Words of wisdom. I love it.
Yes.
Hell yeah. That is great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Austin Cairns. That's DTNB. We'll see you all in the next one.
Peace.